What's up, guys? Mike Penta here with the Mind Gym Podcast, and I'm here with my guest, Taylor Ballack. And this young lady has turned the phrase, "you play like a girl," into a compliment.
Audio Jungle.
What's up, guys? All right, so today I have my guest here, Taylor Ballack. She is a CrossFit Games athlete. She's 21 years old now, correct?
Yes.
She was 19 when I met her, and she's actually in the Coast Guard Academy. So this girl is a phenomenal athlete. You're going to hear about her story. I'm pretty excited about it, and we're going to talk about how she balances her life as a Coast Guard cadet and her life, I guess, as a professional athlete. I mean, she made it to the CrossFit Games, so that's the highest level. So welcome, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Now, let's talk to the viewers. Tell them a little bit about your athletic background when you were younger. Like, what did you do?
So as a very young child, I swam and I did gymnastics for a couple years, which I'm very grateful for now. During high school, I did a little bit of everything. Volleyball, basketball, swimming, outdoor track, indoor track.
Yep.
That was my main thing. I pole vaulted and threw shot put.
In high school?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you got into track, like, did you have a track coach or did you have a track coach? I actually talked to your mom. She's like, you taught yourself how to pole vault? Is that true?
It's not completely true. From the time I was in 5th grade, I had a pole vault coach who's worked with me.
Okay.
In the on-season and the off-season, on my fitness in general. Taught me a little about nutrition from 5th grade all the way up through my senior year of high school.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she lied. Your mom lied to me. I thought you were like this girl who picked up a pole vault and was just like dirty at it.
Trying to make me sound like a child prodigy.
Hey, you know what? That's how our parents are. That's what they do. So you graduated high school and you started CrossFit in high school, correct?
A little bit, yes.
Bit?
Most of our PE teachers at my school are level 1 certified at least.
Oh, wow.
And so they try to work in a little bit of it. But I wasn't like super proficient in a lot of the lifts or anything.
Were you guys lifting a lot or not much? Mostly
not
just
much.
Like
a lot of
Metcon.
lightweight and form type of things. Good technique and stuff.
Good. And then you decided to go to the Coast Guard. What made you? I mean, you're from Wyoming. What made you? I mean, you're not even near water. I mean,
I had always liked the water. I had traveled a lot as a child. I knew I definitely wanted to get out of Wyoming. And go see
neighbors. People other than
neighbors, yeah. On the other side of the country. I don't know. I like the Coast Guard's missions. I really like that it's homeland security and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that they do so many different things. And so I really want to be part of that.
Now, did you research any other military, or was it just?
Honestly, that was the only service academy I looked at. I knew I was never really crazy about the idea of flying a plane, so the Air Force definitely wasn't for me.
Yep.
And the Navy is
the Navy.
A little more.
You don't want to be under
for half my life.
Yeah, I gotcha. That's awesome. So it was Coast Guard. Now, did you go get recruited for any other sports or?
I wasn't recruited, but I did initially do some track and field there my first year
At
the Coast Guard Academy.
Did you even try to go to another school? Or was it Coast Guard was it?
That was actually the only college I applied for.
Wow, that's all. You know what? I can't say that's all. That is awesome, but I only applied to one school as well. I got recruited to play football, and it was like I don't know if I wanted to go through the hassle. I was pretty content with who was recruiting me at the time, and it was Division I where I wanted to play, and I literally went early decision and didn't have to do anything else. I knew where I was going from. I think it was by October of my senior year of high school, so it took a lot of stress off of that. So I was really able to focus on my next journey in life, which at that time was college in football. So you get to the Coast Guard Academy. How'd you hear about New London CrossFit?
There's actually a CrossFit club that we do at school. They do some morning workouts on base, and then you have the option to come off base to New London for workouts.
Yeah.
And there was a junior who kind of took me under his wing and brought me here.
Who was it?
Hunter Morris.
Oh, he brought you in?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. All I remember, when you first came in, you were strong, but had not the greatest technique in the world. And I did not know what to expect. But you were already working out on your own and putting in more time than a lot of people in the gym to get better. And that's the first thing I remember of you. And I think at the time when you started did Maddie Mansberger start too?
She was here a little bit before me.
Okay, so if people that don't know, Maddie's in the Navy, and she's from all over. I mean, she's in the Naval Academy, so she was competing competing out of that region down there, and then she came up here to do something in the Coast Guard, correct?
The exchange semester.
Yeah, she did an exchange semester, and she's been in the games multiple times. She's an amazing athlete as well. But that's where I first noticed you, because you were just working out on your own in the back where we were. So
And I wanted to work hard, but I didn't really have a direction or anything yet, so I needed some structure.
Yeah, let's get into that now. What made you wind up getting into that? Like wanting to see more out of CrossFit. I mean, I always love to ask, games athletes that, like, you come in, you just come in to work out. Like, what triggers that moment where, because nobody goes in, I don't know many people, maybe now that, because CrossFit's a little more mainstream, but even when you started, it wasn't so mainstream yet. So I love, like, the older athletes who've been guided. What made you, like, I want to try to pursue this as, like, make it to the next level regionals or the games? I mean, because it wasn't like it was on ESPN at the time.
Right.
I mean, it's not like it is now. Younger athletes could be like, oh, I see this is something I want to pursue. It could be, you could start these, athletes a lot younger. We have younger athletes coming in saying this is something I want to do. Like, they have goals to that. But, like, how do you transition? Like, what did you do? You walked in, you started working out, and then all of a sudden, maybe I want to make the regionals. I mean,
It was, I guess, like the first inkling I had. I was in high school, and we were working out after my practice or something, and my coach was like, you could compete in this someday, like, if you really wanted to.
oh, wow.
And I mean, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I want to pole vault. But I guess that was always in the back of my mind. And then I saw there was a competitors program here, and I don't know, as soon as you start making that progress, you instantly, no matter, you don't have to have regionals in the back of your mind, or it was just the want to get better.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's really important is that whole, every time you get a little bit of success, I talked about this in the last podcast, you want some more success, and you want more success, whether it's a PR or it's, with anything you do, whether it's, at work, or if you're, you've done something great at work, you want to get a little further up into the company and move forward. You just want to keep growing and seeing more success. So, the more success that you got, I guess, for someone with your mentality was like, okay, I need to go to a different level than just coming in CrossFit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know about the Open very much. It was 2 weeks before the Open in 2016, and I was talking to a couple guys, and Alex, and I was like, so should I sign up for this thing? Are you signing up?
Yeah. Now, how did you do in your first Open? I don't even know. Well, your first Open when you were here.
They're like, are you kidding me? You have to sign up for this. Nobody doesn't not sign up for this. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, geez, it's fine. I'll sign up for it. I ended up 47th, I believe,
That was your first
in
Open.
the region. Yep, my first one.
So you didn't. That is right. So when I started working with you, that was your first Open.
Mhm.
That's impressive.
I had heard a little bit about it. I didn't really know what it was or how to get to regionals or anything of that sort.
Yeah, so that kind of right there kind of shows you some people just have it naturally. How many were you? 8 months into CrossFit? Were you even a full year into CrossFit?
I started in
As far
September,
as competitor.
and the Open it started at the end of February.
Yeah, so I mean, for the listeners talking, there's some people are just genetically and naturally gifted athletes. So I think what separates all the gifted and natural athletes is work ethic, which kind of brings me to my next point is when I used to watch Taylor, and we were talking about this before, I mean, you don't sleep at night if you miss something. If you miss a workout that you're supposed to do or some reps that you were supposed to do, you lose it, huh?
Right. I can't quit a workout. I have to, if there's a massive amount of programming, there's no way I'm going to get this all done. I have to get it done or else it'll really, really bother me.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I've seen you here late at night working out, still doing workouts.
Early in the morning, sometimes 4:35 before duty or
you'd ask me if I could have a key to get in. I mean, that's, like I said, that's I think is a huge thing too, with just that mindset of wanting to get better and wanting to work harder kind of separates you and anyone else that's good in this sport. There's good athletes, but I think what made you go from good to great really quickly is that mindset of just wanting to keep getting better and better and not like quitting at anything. Like you had to get things done. Like I said, when I was, I've done a few bodybuilding shows way back when. I've never met any athletes since then that, like, bodybuilders are nuts. I mean, if they don't do 5 reps of their, lat pull downs and they drove home, they'll literally go back to the gym, hit 5 reps, and then go home again. I mean, I've met guys that are that nuts with that stuff. Like, they think it's going to make a huge difference in how they perform or how much bigger they've gotten coming back and doing 5 reps.
I've tried to quit before. I, like, lay down on the ground, like, no, I'm done. Then I know it gets me within, like, a minute. I have to get back up and finish the workout.
Yeah. I mean, that's the mindset that you have. It's just always keep going forward. And you're not going to get better unless you do every single rep and every single thing that's programmed, even though in reality it probably isn't going to affect you that much. But to have that kind of mindset is why you've gotten to, the game so fast and got into regionals your second year doing the Open now. Mm-hmm. So you did the Open after year 1. That was ridiculously close. I mean, they take the top 20. You're only doing CrossFit for, like, competitive CrossFit for, 5-6 months. So now it was like, take me up the last year, like that year going, okay, it's time to get serious now.
Right.
So you worked on your strength in the summertime, and then you met up with Ray Fleeser, and you started getting programming and working with him. And then while you were up there, you decided to go team, or you didn't know yet? So
I'm not sure. I didn't really think that. Well, I was 47th my first year.
Yeah.
I knew that it was only at the top 20, and so I wasn't really sure, like, if I was gonna, like, I wanted to make it individual. Like, that was the ultimate goal. I was like, is this really gonna happen? Like,
yeah.
I'm not sure how much I can progress in a year. I was, like, a little doubtful, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so, like, I thought the team was a good option, like, to give me some regionals experience regardless of how I placed. So.
Yep. Now, I thought you were going to go make it as an individual. Maybe you didn't think you were going to make it as an individual.
I had no idea.
I kind of, from seeing you your first year to where you were, and I had a feeling that you were going to make it into the games, who was more surprising to me was when Alex made it as an individual, which, again, he's a fantastic athlete, and it's just the pool and the level and a little bit of injuries that he's had in the past, 1 or 2 reps can keep you out of regionals. Like,
right. Even after my first week of the Open, that was, like, my worst workout, the very first one, 2017. And even then, I still was, like, a little bit doubtful. I was like, okay, this is about the same as last year. I placed, like, 50-something on this one.
Yeah, and what did I tell you? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
If you finish within the top 50, like, everybody always, even when they do competitions and stuff, they always look at, I didn't do that great on the first workout. I'm like, there's, like, 6 workouts left to go. Like, it's not that big of a deal. As long as you are continually moving forward, you're going to get a guy who can lift more than anyone and finish in the top in a workout and then finish dead last in another workout. It gets scrambled around, so I'm glad that you were able to maintain your focus and keep working on that. So then tell us a little bit about, before we get into how you balance your lifestyle with the Coast Guard and, CrossFit and competitive CrossFit, what was your games experience like?
Oh, it was amazing. I feel like I'll never get nervous for anything again, which isn't true, but there were so many people. It was really crazy. It got really real when you look over, see Rich Froning right next to you. You're like, wow, I'm really competing against these people.
You are Rich Froning. You're the female version of Rich Froning. I tell everybody all the time, like Alex and everything, like, everybody puts their clothes on the same exact way. Don't get started.
You look around, you're like, they're all like my size. Like, they're not, like, larger than life. They're just people.
They're people.
And,
they're
like,
just,
I'm here now, so.
And that's it. And that's what I try to, like, tell Alex, and I try to tell you. And, that's a thing that I try to train any athlete with. Like, listen, you're the best out there. I don't care if you're not the best out there. Just believe in yourself as being the best out there. Right. Believe that you can compete with anybody. Believe that you can work out with these guys or anything. I train boxers, and believe that you're going to be number one. I heard a boxer a few months ago. I'm actually going to be working with the kid, and the kid's probably going to be a world champion one day. This is another boxer that I might be working with. But I heard him in a press conference say, I really just want to go out there and make people proud and be the best, in Eastern Connecticut. And I wanted to just get up and be like, no, you want to be the best in the world. Tell people that you want to be the best.
You have to go into it like that.
Believe that you're going to be the best in the world. Whether it's going into there to be a professional athlete and be the best, boxing champ or a CrossFit Games champ, or you're just trying to be better at fitness or be healthier. Be the best healthy version of you that you can possibly be.
Absolutely.
If you go in there and just say, I'm going to settle and be okay with just being, decent or give this like 50 to 70% effort, like don't be okay with that. Only be okay with giving 100% effort, and the results will show. Like I said, whether you're going to be a professional athlete or you're just trying to get a little healthier, just give it everything and believe that you're going to do it the best you possibly can, and you're going to be the best at it. When you start doubting yourself is when we start failing.
Right.
So what I really want to get into is, how do you balance, I played Division I college football. I was on campus. We had a strict schedule to make sure that we had to be in different places at different times. It was my life was mapped out for me when I played football. That's, I think, what college sports do for you is, that's a good thing, is because they do it. But now you have to do all this on your own. You have to balance out when you can CrossFit. You have to balance out when you can drive up to Rhode Island to train because on the weekends were the only times, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you were only allowed
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're committed to school.
Absolutely.
So you're committed to school. So now you're committed to the Coast Guard. This isn't some just random school down the road here that you're going to work.
Right.
You have to be there at certain times a day. It's the military. So how did you balance that? What did you do to balance all that stuff?
I think you have to kind of break it down. So I have certain hours where I need to be my military training. I need to be at class. So I take a look at that, and then I take a look at the time I have off, and then you really have to manage your time after that. So I make a list, decide when's the best time to work out. When am I gonna put in my 3, sometimes 4 hours a day? I mean, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And it's important. It's equally important as schoolwork sometimes in my mind. So I balance that. Try to get my workout done in the afternoon, and then sometimes cut out social life, that sort of thing, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, pretty much all I did during the Open was, and the entire season really, you travel. Sometimes I do homework in the car. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, again, like you said, you have to cut out some of the other stuff. I mean, there's so many other distractions that you could have had.
Right. I was eating, sleeping, doing homework, and training, and that was it for months.
And your nutrition we switched up your nutrition a little bit, which makes it very hard for you to don't know about counting macros. I mean, it gets a little easier throughout time, but it's a lot of weighing, it's a lot of measuring, precise measurements so that you can recover properly. You're at a level now where you, like I said, with the slightest bit of difference, things that you do, whether it's sleep patterns or eating, can literally bring you from 21st place to 20th place and make regional. So it literally, you can have a few bad days of bad nutrition and get knocked out of regionals.
Right. Something that going to the academy, managing my time, has taught me is literally every second counts.
Yeah.
As long as
do you think the academy
in your day, you should utilize that.
Do you think being in the military has helped you with that?
I think so. Yeah, it made me realize how much you can get done in a short amount of time when you need to. Or so I have an hour in between class. I'm gonna do this, and then eat my meal before I go to class, that sort of thing.
Yep. Yeah. I talked about that a little bit last week, and I had gotten a question from a viewer that had asked me what happens when shit hits the fan and you got things going on and you can't plan out your day because things, it's not that you have to plan out your day. It's just about being aware of what your time frame is to do things. Obviously we're all going to make mistakes and things may happen, or, we can't determine our entire day. But if you can take the time that you have and basically have some sort of a plan of what you're going to do and when you're going to do it, I think you're going to be able to get a lot more. You realize you have a lot more time. Because when you're not planned out or you don't have anything scheduled or set up, we wind up wasting time trying to find things to do. We have every day you have a ton. I hope everybody has a lot of things to do. I know I'm jam-packed with stuff from the time I wake up, at 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going until 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night between kids picking up from school, doing podcasts, doing social media stuff, running my nutrition programs, running my fitness programs, trying to train. I make sure that I train every single day, at least 5 days a week, 6 days a week, because that's important too. So it's all about realizing that you actually have a lot more time than you thought you had if it's planned out.
Keep a schedule. I have a huge desk calendar and I map everything out.
Awesome. Now, your meals, do you map that out too? Is everything preset for everything?
Everything is pretty much set. breakfast is the same every morning, and then I have like a mid-morning meal that I would prep, bring it to class if I need to.
Yeah.
Then my pre-workout and post-workout shakes, and then the like later meal obviously is prepped as well.
Now, prioritizing where you're going to be in a couple years from now, I mean, you're 21 years old. You were 20 years old last year when you made regionals and the games. For viewers out there, that's pretty young. It's quite impressive at that young age to be developed and be able to develop that fast. Like I said, sometimes genetics, it's unfair, but that's life. Genetics have a lot to play with it. And all she had to do was have that mindset of saying, okay, I'm going to take my genetics and give everything I can to my body to get to the next level. And she did. But you have a commitment now to the military. Like, your goal this year is to what? Try to make it, because it's probably your last year for a couple of years that you can do something.
Right. I want to make it, obviously first step is the open. I want to make it to regionals as an individual, accept that invitation, and then see what I can do. The ultimate goal is obviously the games. It's always the games. I keep that in the back of my mind. It's what I'm thinking about all the time. So that's the goal.
Yeah.
Then we'll see how that, like, where it goes from there.
Yeah, I believe in you 100% when it comes to that. I've told you that since I met you. I really do think that you have a great opportunity. I wish that you had a couple more years to keep developing and not have to worry and stress so much about trying to make it this year. But, you know, I think that you have a great opportunity to make it this year. I believe it or not, I thought if you went individual this year, I thought you would have made it as an individual.
Right.
I really do. I thought you would have made to the games. You were spectacular in regionals, and you were even better at the games on that team. So it was just exciting to watch, and it's always exciting to watch the work that you put in here. And I've never heard you complain about anything. I think that's a big thing that people have is you can sabotage yourself, and I think that's why you say you're always have to finish workouts, and you always have to get things done and reps in, and you won't sleep because you're not someone that complains about it. I think you always see the positive out of something so horrifying when you're working out. I mean, because when you're working out, I talked to you the other day. I start to sweat and get anxiety when I see you working out when you put yourself through hell. So to be able to put yourself through that, and like, I can see the agony that you're into sometimes. I mean, it just goes to show you where your head's at and why you're so successful with the things that you do.
That's kind of why I love the sport. It's because you see every single thing you put in. You see the results later, like without fail. No one's making you do it. Like, you have to.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you have to do this stuff yourself.
It's all on you.
It's all on you. And that's what I love about individual sports. And, you know, like I said, I like team sports as well, but you require other people for you to be successful. You're also required to have other people to be successful and put in work too. But I think, when it comes to like an individual sport, you start to see people excel a little bit more because it's all on them. That's what really separates people. You see people excel and you see people drop off. You can have the same genetically gifted athlete, but what brings that athlete to the next level is they have that mental fortitude to keep pushing forward and not kind of, talk negative about a workout or I don't want to do this today. Like I've never heard you complain in 2 years that I've known you, and I've heard everybody complain. I complain. Everybody complains. And I'm a positive person, but we all complain. We all say things to kind of talk ourselves out. I've never heard you ever once say, I don't want to do this today. And you've done some brutal workouts.
And sometimes I don't want to, but you still have to make yourself. Someone out there is doing it.
Yeah. Someone, like I said, someone else is out there doing it, but you're not going to get the results that you want to get unless you do it.
Right.
If you have a goal of losing 40 pounds, like there's no one else is going to be able to help you but you. Like people come to me and they like think I have this magic formula, and I don't. I mean, I have the magic formula to get you there, but it doesn't work.
Follow it for them.
That doesn't work if you don't put in the work. Like you have to give 100% effort. If you want your results, if you want that end result of what you're looking to achieve, like you have to put in the effort and just block out all those negative thoughts and find ways to distract yourself from thinking negatively and just focus on the ultimate goal. And you can just keep moving forward one step at a time, and the outcome will be there. So this is it. This is going to be your last shot for a little while, or
for a little while. Yeah. So I'll graduate and then go to my first tour. It'll be about 2.5 years. Where I'm gonna just focus on my career, be the best officer I can be, and then hopefully get a billet ashore, so I can start focusing on training a little more again.
Now, what do you want to pull in the Coast Guard? What's a career path you'd like to see yourself doing?
I eventually would like to be a lawyer.
Oh wow, God.
So hopefully grad school, law school.
You don't like to take the easy way out of anything, do you?
Not really.
That's awesome. I mean, that's going to be a lot of work again. So that is just fantastic.
You see a lot of the girls that excel in CrossFit. They're all 27, 28, 30 even. So I figure I got a little time.
Hey, I think that you're going to be good at CrossFit for a very long time. I guarantee you're going to be an even better lawyer. If you put the work ethic that you put in now into work, I think you're going to be very, very successful. Now, your training partner.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta bring it up because who's better? You do not have to be. You're better than him, aren't you? Yes.
No. So he likes to tell me that I'm better than him. Like, oh, you place better in the open. Like, you're more fit. You're better than me. I don't know what to do. Like, you're better than me. But I was like, yeah, I think I beat you. I was like, I think you beat me in most of the open workouts. He's like, Taylor, I beat you in all of them. So
you beat him or he beat you?
No, he beat me in all of them, even though I placed higher.
Yeah, but you're such a better athlete.
Oh my goodness.
I think he's got a mental toughness that I haven't seen.
He really does know how to suffer.
Yeah, he can suffer. Like I said, you are genetically gifted, and your mindset has gotten you to the level of so fast because of how dedicated you are. He's gifted, but I've never seen someone suffer. You could see it in his eyes, and he doesn't ever even show it. But you can see he's in a very dark place.
Yeah, he really is.
That's what makes him great. I think that his ability to suffer hard and take a lot more pain is what makes him better. I think that your ability to never want to stop and quit and just keep working is what makes you great. But
I never really think about who's actually better.
You're
like
better
I always
than him.
have to tell myself that he is, so
You're
I
better
can work
than
harder.
You can tell yourself whatever you want.
God.
You're better than Alex. I love Alex to death, but you're better than Alex. You're probably one of the most unbelievable athletes I've seen in a very long time. Like I said, Alex is very good, but I really, truly enjoy watching you work out. In not a weird way. I really do enjoy. I mean, because it's like, this is what I do. This is my life. Fitness is my life. To watch someone take things that we can put together, whether it's myself when you used to train when you used to work underneath me, and now that you're working with Ray Fleeser when you're working with the Ocean State team, I know what it's awesome for us to see, like, put something together and be like executed so beautifully and watch the progress. And that's something that you've done. And just like anything else, when I'm putting a nutrition program together for somebody, watching their progress and their end result is just like beautiful for us to watch, because that's what we do. That's our ultimate goal as coaches and trainers, to see your end result, because we can dream it up, we can write it down on paper, but again, unless it's executed by the individual, we'll never see how hard we worked. So to watch you do that is like, oh wow, the hard work it's amazing to watch. So I mean, I'm hoping the best for you this year. I think that hopefully some of the viewers got to understand, like, there's more time than you think you have, but you have to balance it out the right way. Everybody has a busy lifestyle. You're never going to be able to determine everything that's going to happen with your day, but if you balance it out and plan it out a little bit, you'll realize that you have more time to get things done, whether it's laundry or picking your kids up from school, or getting some extra homework done or work done, or getting a workout in, or being able to just plan out your meals. There's time somewhere, and if you think you're busy, there's a lot of other people out there busier than you, and they're making it happen. So it's all about not making excuses, keep driving forward, focus on the ultimate goal, and grind it out.
Yeah. Find yourself a good training partner.
find yourself a good training partner that you can beat. So if you want to have a better nutrition and more fit, marry someone who's less fit so you can keep working harder. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this week on the Mind Gym podcast and listening to what Taylor had to say, and we really appreciate it. So we'll see you guys later.